Hi and welcome back to a new video.
Let's talk about AI.
I had other plans for this week's video, but there is something on the horizon that I just cannot ignore, and I feel like we need to be putting eyes on that, and it is the AI app from Meta that is putting your loved ones potentially at risk. Your uncles, your aunts, your parents, your grandparents, potentially even your children if they are perusing apps like this one. Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna go into ethical details on AI, especially generative one. We're gonna be keeping our attention to Meta AI. I feel like otherwise we're gonna be spiraling into a whole another topic, but you'll see why this one deserves its own attention. Let me explain from the start. Meta, for those of you that don't know, is the company behind Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. They've been steadily working on different functions of metaverse, which, quick sidebar, that term existed long before Meta and they kind of just hijacked it, but I digress. Zuckerberg himself already said this at the Connect 2022.
Blending the physical and digital worlds, which is a core part of the metaverse.
Very recently, on May 27th, Meta started training their AI on your personal data. This is why you might have heard about this before, but that's not what I am on about. Also, another sidebar here, the EU offices are currently checking how lawful that really is, so good job to everybody that wanted to opt out of that feature and did so until the 26th of May. Now, the thing I want to talk about today also doesn't affect the European viewers yet. I feel like this is neither the first nor the last instance of dangerous implementation of AI, and we should be more aware of these, which is why I am making this video. And even if you are European, you should probably keep watching to see what this is all about. While the Meta AI standalone app was launched at the end of April, something has been festering there, and we will need to look at it more closely. They launched Meta AI as an app and as a browser program very similar to your ChatGPT, your DeepSeek, or what have you. However, Meta being Meta, they wanted this app to connect you with the people and things you care about, hence them launching a discovery feed where you can see what other people are prompting. Now, this is where my issue is. Full disclosure, I'm not the person that found out about it. I've seen a few users crash out on Twitter about it. A big shout out to the user Shloms, who has been posting a lot of the things that got my attention in the first place, but Wired and Business Insider also reported on the issue, with Business Insider calling it the saddest place on the internet. Well, they surely have not seen my League games, but I digress. Zuckerberg himself said he wants to launch Meta AI on Messenger, WhatsApp, Instagram to be easily accessible to anyone that's already using these apps. Now, I don't know how you're feeling about this, but fully unlimited AI assistant services on the apps that my older relatives already use has sirens blasting my frontal cortex. Here is specifically what's happening. Users are prompting the AI like they would with any other, but somehow are ending up sharing their prompts and AI results. This has massive consequences. There's social security numbers, bank data, people admitting to adultery, and anything from here to there in terms of massive cringe. I tried to use it myself, but was unable to due to geolocation lockdowns, so I asked my community to help me out. Shout out to Dylan for sending these over. As you can see, when you prompt Meta AI, you see a share feature in the top right, which is what users are clicking on, followed by post, and then it lands on the discovery feed, open for everyone to see. Here are some examples of sensitive data launching to the internet. Exhibit A. I of course blocked out the profile pics and names because all of these lead to identifiable Facebook or Instagram accounts, and you can find these people. This gentleman asked, what countries do younger women like older men? When the AI tried to redirect, he doubled down and said, I need details. I'm 66 and single. I'm from Iowa and open to moving to a new country if I can find a younger woman. Our next specimen was looking to track down a cougar in Portland with a big booty. Made sure that the AI felt the same way, then instructed to just post on all the cougar's Facebook accounts or something, to then text this user while adding their own phone number into what ended up being a public conversation. After all of this went down, they returned to the AI, because you can see every public prompt on a user's profile, and said, I was caught searching for a big booty cougar online. I think my girlfriend knows. Are the accounts connected? How does she know? Somebody has got to get these uncles off of this app. A user tried to get Meta AI to talk about whether or not these conversations would be public. This is tricky because at the time where the user is prompting this, the conversation isn't public. It gets published after the effect, so the AI just keeps saying, no, the conversation isn't public. It's just you and me. And then in the end, this whole thing ends up on the Discovery feed, which makes it so weird. I guess a little bit better would be if the AI had a prompt that said, oh, it's only public if you end up sharing it or something, rather than saying, nah, it's never public or something like that. I feel compelled to say here that you should never be prompting any of the AI models with personal data, things that are sensitive that you don't want other people to see. None of these models are safe unless you are actually running one locally. Don't put your transaction data or your social security number or other really sensitive data into prompts. Identity theft is not a joke. And yeah, surely there could be an argument being made about this being a Darwin Award situation, but I fear this runs deeper. First of all, I am not really sure there is a need for a share button and a public AI discovery feed in the first place. Do let me know if you disagree, but to me that sounds like a horrible idea to begin with. Since most people are using LLMs for assistance type work, I don't really see how the social aspect Meta wants you to have is really kicking in. Secondly, and more importantly, I think this is dangerous. Yeah, right now most people are able to tell AI-generated images apart from real ones, but you have to admit, it's getting harder by the day. And this is not the end of the line. It is incredibly easy to prompt something harmful and instantly share it to the world on a discovery feed. All you have to do is claim that you're the person, or the person in the picture is your child, and Meta AI will comply and generate what you want and instantly send it out into the world. Sure, you can do that with other AIs as well, but downloading something and re-uploading it on a burner account to other socials is a lot more work, and you might not get eyes on it at all. This, however, much lower barriers, much easier to get eyes on something, much more uncontrolled by the looks of it. Thirdly, if you ever explained technology to someone from an older generation that didn't grow up with it, you know that it is not easy for these people to adapt. There are going to be growing pains, and we are seeing some of the outfall right now. Grandma Liz is going to ask the AI how a transaction works, and once it tells her, type in your bank data in the required field, that credit card number is going around the world. I think for now, the European Safety Net Act is going to put bars over some of this, which is also why I'm personally, and the European viewers that are watching this, are geo-locked from using it still. But this is not going to hold forever, and lawmakers are having a really hard time to keep up with the technological arms race that is happening. So, what can you do? If you are in a country that uses these functions, immediately tell your relatives. Make sure they're aware of how to use these programs and how to be secure with their data. If you're in the EU like me, start having conversations around the dangers of deepfakes and identity theft, about how LLMs, despite being useful, also carry risks and how to navigate those. This isn't going away. It's going to get bigger. And I fear it's on us to help those that aren't familiar with it in our lives to use it and navigate these dangers and risks. To say it with the words of a hero, the real world and the virtual. I thought the closer they came together, the better the future would be. It's like the more the lines between these worlds blur, the more everyone gets sucked into its darkness. With that, let me know your thoughts down below and leave us up and a like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.